This bill. Hey folks, how you doing? It's your boy Ben with Sun-Vapers Station, and I'm here in the state capital of California, Sacramento, and I'm here on behalf of all Cultivapers to oppose Bill AB 1500. This bill started off as the ban of online e-cig sales, but with the help of everyone, it got amended, and there's a total ban on e-cig sales. Now there are a couple hoops and hardships people have to jump through, and this amended bill did get approved last week with only 7 vapors here to oppose it. There's a special hearing on it today, so hopefully we have more than 7 people. Let's go ahead and go inside and take a look. Alright folks, so we're back out here. We were inside, but unfortunately AB 1500, the special hearing, got canceled. So we had a good turnout. I would say there was about 30 people. There were 4 or 5 vendors in the place besides Sun-Vapers Station, but no hearing. So they said they rescheduled it to next week. So hopefully we get the same turnout next week. I'm not too sure, but I don't know if this is part of their plan to beat everybody down. But we'll have to come back next week and see what happens.
Hi, I'm Stefan, and most of you know me online as Stefan Didak. I'm here today for the AB 1500 hearing, which unfortunately got cancelled. Now, I've got it on good authority that an amendment is being worked out that might actually do away with the age verification on delivery. However, we're not sure. We hope to find out within the next few days, or at least before the hearing next week. I'm really surprised about the turnout we had this week, because last week we were just with 7 people, 6 of us vapors, and today we've had, what would you say, about 30 people
Around 30.
Show up. We've got vendors showing up, so we've been doing something right, and we've actually been pushing a lot of people to show up, and we're actually quite happy that we're seeing this crowd. FDA regulations, what can I say about FDA regulations? Given that Dimitri is doing a smoke-free radio episode tonight, and this is probably going to be online sometime later, I would urge everybody to go to vaporsplace.com and look at the recordings and look at today's date, the 7th, and listen to the broadcast, because Dimitri just got back from Chicago with the big meeting, and it's going to be a very, very, very interesting but also very depressing show, explaining just how bad the FDA regulations are, explaining why getting a product approved is going to be anywhere from $1 million to $1.5 million, and that is not even including the clinical and non-clinical trials that the FDA wants vendors to do. So you're looking at like 10 million to get one product approved. I think everybody can agree that this is gonna completely devastate this industry, and I hope more people will wake up and join the fight. Last week with AB 1500, we didn't get much done. The committee didn't really listen to our arguments. Mr. Dickinson, the bill sponsor, went in front of the committee and basically even stated, completely unrelated to this bill, that adults are not interested in flavors. I think after hundreds of people tweeting him their age and the flavor they like, he will never ever say that again. However, I had it on good authority that an amendment was being made. We're not sure whether that's true. We hope to find out soon. The problem with AB 1500 is just one part where it says if you buy vaping products online, you'll have to do an age verification upon delivery, and that is going to be a hardship for way too many people. It's going to drive people back to smoking. The cost for the state of California is how are you going to calculate the cost of enforcement of a ban on online or a restriction on online sales where you're making people jump through hoops? How are you going to enforce that, and what's the cost of that? On top of that, it turns out that USPS is able to offer you the service at like an additional $5. However, their policy says that they would not be allowed to ship any smokeless tobacco products. And now that e-cigs are classified as a tobacco product, their entire policy is incompatible with the service they offer. UPS was here last week and they said, well, we want to work on this and offer this as a service, but how long should we wait until UPS can offer this service? And what about people who need to drive 2 hours to get to the nearest mailbox? I recently spoke to a woman in Pierce, California. Their post office burned down, wasn't replaced. They need to go to the next town, which means going over seasonal bridges and going through mountain passes. Just picking up the mail is a 2-hour trip. So we really have to get AB 1500 amended for all those vapers who are not in the position to receive their packages.
So AB 1500 is one of those laws that, while it seems that it's going to be positive for the kids, it's really going to get nothing done and put California business owners that run online businesses out of business. So the way it works is you would have to, first off, you have to get integration into your website. The integration is an upfront cost by these integration services. The second cost would be, it depends on which processor or I guess verification service you use. It's either going to be a percentage of your sale or a cost per verification. So a lot of people either won't know how to do that or won't have the money to do it once they figure out the price. Both of those are steep costs to begin with. The age verification upon delivery, if you use the beer and wine, which is already established, and use those prices, it costs about, I think, 11 bucks because you got to have priority service, plus pay the 5 bucks for the verification. And then there's an additional service where they verify to the person themselves, so you can have it delivery to someone 21 and up, or delivery to the specific person 21 and up. They haven't said which one of those they're going to do, but that would make shipping about 10 or 11 bucks any which way you slice it. So I would be out of business because my average sale is possibly around 20 to 40 bucks, and we have free shipping at $45. So you can see immediately that it would take me out of the competition within my own state. Already people don't like buying from California vendors because there's a sales tax of 8%, 7%, depending on where you're located, for the purchase online. To add to that, the cost of shipping to the California customer, my increased cost of verification, and the difficulty of getting verified on checkout. Because if you ever used an adult verification service, like there's things that you had to sign up for where you have to use a verification service. It's like filling out a freaking credit report practically. You're answering questions like a survey almost to see if it's really you or somebody else. The one I used asked me stuff about credit card purchases, and I see where it makes sense. So there must be using some kind of credit card database to see if it's really me, because a child isn't going to know that kind of stuff about their parents, right? So if you got your parents' card, you wouldn't be able to make the purchase unless you knew what their billing statements look like. But to add that burden to my customers on checkout, when a lot of customers have a hard time even checking out of a website in general, it's just going to move that customer from California in-state purchase to out-of-state. They'll just buy from Las Vegas, Texas, anywhere else that they can get the product. If you're trying to protect the kids will just do the same thing. The state's not ready to inspect packages. There's nothing set up. Somebody in a different state isn't going to fumble with age verification services. Just like they're not going to collect California state sales tax. You know what I mean? So California is basically trying to ram a law through that only affects honest business owners within the state, that's going to push state money to different states. It will solve nothing except the extinguishment of jobs. My name's Edward, Sun-Vapers.com. Have a great day.